Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Today I'm going to be planning the week of April 11th in my memory planner, which is of course my Aura Estelle A5 wide cloud planner with my press inserts. This was the week of our spring break and we were on vacation this week. We had a really amazing time and I'm super excited to share that with you. I am a few weeks behind in my memory planner at this point and I will be jumping back and forth while I catch up. I'm not really going to push myself super hard to catch up. I will just do it kind of as I can. But I did want to jump ahead and plan for the week of vacation right when we got back so that it was still super fresh in my mind just because we had such an amazing time. But you know how vacation is, your days kind of run together and I didn't want to forget anything. So I wanted to make sure I got this down pretty quickly and then I'll go back to the weeks that I missed. So I do have this kit called Summer Vacay from Scribble Prints Co. It was our spring break, like I said, but I just thought this was like the perfect tropical vibes. We were in Jamaica. We had an amazing time, which you will hear more about on the voiceover, but I absolutely love this kit. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is my vacation kit. So anyway, you have all of these amazing full boxes and then this double box scene, and I actually love like both of the double box scenes in this. So we will see if I use both of them, which ones I'm gonna use. I'm feeling a little bit experimental with this, so I think I'm gonna try and mix it up my planning style while I'm doing this. You do have the glitter headers, all of this cute deco, just your sidebar stuff over there, and then this amazing page with like all of your functional items. You've got quarter boxes, labels, third boxes, and little things in the both sets of patterns. This is the new kit format, so you have like this new combo page, and I really like this. It's really pretty. These boxes are pretty busy with the pattern, but I just think that the patterns are so cute and very tropical. And then you have this, which has this amazing bottom washi, and the bottom washi is already split, which makes it easy to pull in some Simply Gilded washi or other washi. And you have another extra full box, which is that cute flamingo going the other way. And then I did, since this is the mini kit, I did pick up the new label add-on as well. This is like a slight reformat, and so you get an extra half box label and little thing, or it's like slightly larger than a little thing, but smaller than like the quarter size boxes, if that makes sense. And then also you have this tall box, which was the freebie that came with it, and I think this is really cute as well. So anyway, I am gonna pull out these pages and jump in.
Okay, so as usual, I'm going to start with the full boxes, but I had decided a little bit before I filmed this that I was going to try and offset the boxes from the lines for this week and like try and put some of them in on an angle and just like all kinds of different stuff, heavily inspired by Lustrous Plans and Jenny and her journals on Instagram, and also by like a lot of Happy Planner spreads. Even though I've never been a Happy Planner, I actually follow a lot of Happy Planner spreads on like Happy Planner accounts on Instagram, and I love the way it looks when they do like the stickering spreads with like the boxes going like across a couple of days, and I've never done a spread like that, so I decided to get like very experimental with it for this week. I just thought that would be a really fun way to remember the vacation, but also the days were kind of like all the same, and we did a lot, but we didn't really do that much. That kind of like that resort vibes, you know? So I wasn't sure like how much space I would actually need, how much I would want, or like, you know, do I really need to write like every single day, like got breakfast, go to the beach, go to the pool? Like, you know, I wanted to like obviously have the highlights from each day, but I also just wanted to really have fun with it. So I'm just putting down the boxes, and I put the two on the sidebar down at an angle, and then I kind of use some Simply Gilded washi. This is from like one of the kits that has like all the palm trees on it. I don't remember which kit it was. To kind of just create a frame for that box. And then I was trying to figure out how to stick the rest of the boxes on. I really wanted the suitcase one to be on Monday, since that was the day that we left for vacation, and it just in my brain it was really important. Obviously I don't really think it matters, but I just really worked very hard to get that one on Monday and just get the rest of them in. So all of the boxes are either at an angle or like offset from where the vertical lines are. The double box scene that I put on Wednesday, Thursday is actually going to run super close to the edge of the page so that it like lines up with the rings when I put it back in. And then I decided to put the double box scene, use the other double box scene and put it over covering the date covers for the weekend, and then I actually don't use date covers on the weekend. I'm going to put that weekend banner there and like call it. I mean, obviously if I have days in for the rest of the week, I know that's Saturday and Sunday. Like I said, just having a lot of fun with it. I had so much fun planning this spread, but it took me, I think, twice as long to plan this way than it usually takes me. So, and it's already like a regular memory spread already takes like an hour and a half to do. So I worked on this over multiple like sittings and days for a very, very long time. And then I'm going to speed up the day by day a little bit more to make this like a more normal length plan with me. And also so you don't just like see me struggling with stickers forever. I decided to use the split bottom washi. I used the pattern one at the bottom and then mix that with the Simply Gilded washi. And then I used the other strip to make some date covers. I'm going to use some foil days, some date dots, and then just like deco from the kit, and also some summer foil deco that I had over from last year. Most of the deco that I used this week is actually from Honey Inked in terms of like the seashells and stuff like that. I also have a little bit from Sadie Stickers, and then also a couple pieces from JK Creates Co as well, that I just like all mixed together. But I love how this spread turns out. It's so much fun. I will definitely try this again sometimes. It's not going to be an every week thing, but I've been having so much fun just like mixing up the planning styles. And this week, even though it took forever, doing the day by day of this was actually a lot more fun than I usually find doing the day by day part. I think just because it felt like so creative and so different than how I usually plan. But anyway, I will, probably chime in with more sticker stuff as we go through. But our vacation was so amazing. We just had the best time. Like I said, we were at an all-inclusive resort in Jamaica. It's like a very family-oriented resort, and also like one geared towards families with young children, I would say. So it's like not the most new place or up-to-date or fanciest or anything like that. But it was so much fun for the kids, and we had a really great time. And the reason that we picked this place is actually because it comes with help for the kids. So in part of your vacation package with the stay, you have a dedicated nanny who is just for your family, and like that is so amazing. For the older kids, a lot of resorts have like kids clubs and stuff that you can send them to do an activity or whatever. But for youngest, she's not really old enough for any of that stuff. And actually, she was the one that was mostly with the nanny for most of the trip. So it was really, really helpful. It's just like it's so amazing to have help, and also just she was so wonderful, and the whole staff at the resort was so amazing, and they had so many like activities for the kids and even for really little kids. And also it's just like great to be able to say, I want to go swimming with the big kid. I want to do like something a little bit more advanced with her and not have to worry about like the baby being really mad about that, because she can go and play with all the other babies with the nanny watching her. And she was like super into it. Plus her favorite thing is just to like wander around. She just loves to wander. And usually if you have to watch 3 kids, I'm trying to like keep such a close eye and keep everyone together. But now she just had someone to follow her while she was wander. So she's like still talking about the nanny even now that we're back. And she just had a really amazing time. Plus she's really, really used to being like with other people. She's like not a clingy kid at all. So I wasn't really worried about her not wanting to go with the nanny or anything like that. She goes to school part-time, obviously, but also she's just like a third kid. And she's like, if someone's going to pay attention to me and only me, I am going to soak all of that in. So she just had a blast. And the other 2 kids had a blast too. My middle one, my son, is like a little bit scared of swimming. So we were trying to get him to warm up to the water, which was not super successful. He does like love the beach though, but he doesn't really want to go full on swimming. And then my oldest will not get out of the pool. She just wants to swim all day long, the whole day, everything. She was doing all the water slides, all this stuff. It was so much fun. But we all just had a really big blast. And then 2 of the nights we actually had the nanny stay a little bit late. You could like pay them extra to stay. And on one of the nights, just like for a little bit, and my husband and I just like grabbed a quick dinner while the kids ate they had like a kids only restaurant that they could go to. And then the other night we went to, there was like also a grown-ups only restaurant that wasn't open every day, but we went the night that it was open and had a really nice night. And the kids had like a big party since a lot of the nannies were working that night, since everybody wanted to go to the grown-ups restaurant. But yeah, it was just like, I don't know, it was such an amazing trip. It was so much fun. It felt so amazing to be on vacation, and it's also like our first family vacation since the baby was born. It was not a baby, she's 2, and also like our first like big vacation that we've taken without like any grandparents or anything like that, or that wasn't to visit other family. So anyway, yeah, we just honestly, it was really amazing time. It felt like relaxing, but it also felt really fun. And I feel like all the kids had a really great time too. So it was just a really fantastic experience. And I'm really excited for more traveling in the future. And especially after the week before this, where we just had like 2 COVID scares, and I was just absolutely freaking out that we weren't going to be able to go. Everything was fine. Everyone tested negative, but like it was just real. The week before this was so stressful. And then I think when we got like our final negative results that we needed like to leave, because you needed to test before you left, and then again we tested on Thursday before we came back, and when I got like our final negative results, I just like cried on the couch because I was so relieved that we were going to be able to go on vacation, because I was just so worried that something was going to happen. And yeah, I was just like so craziness. So Monday was the date that we actually left. We did like some last minute packing in the morning, and then pretty much the flight took all day because we got delayed on the runway, which by the way is like the worst kind of delay because you're stuck on the plane, especially for little kids. And the kids were all really good on the flight. The baby absolutely lost it on the van ride, like the bus ride to the resort after we landed, which is unfortunate because it was not like private transport. We definitely should have done private transport, but I felt so bad for like the people we were with. But we made it, and then we just like grabbed dinner and had some drinks, and then kind of went to bed because by the time we got there, it was like the end of the day. So Tuesday was really our first real full day of vacation. We had breakfast, and then we went to the beach. First thing in the morning, we were like the first people in the restaurant because our kids wake up so early. And then the nanny came and met us when it was like time for her to start, and she came and found us on the beach, and we just had fun in the sun all day. And did swimming. We went to the beach. We went to the pool. I got to do some reading by the pool and like loosely supervised like a kid while I had other adults to help watch. It was amazing. That's why I'm like, when we go to the beach over the summer, it's so nice, but even like I feel like I can never take my eyes off the kids for like a second. So having someone to help you so that you don't have to be like 100% on the ball all of the time, it's just so nice. I was able to just like sit and relax for a little while, not like the whole day or anything. Like obviously I'm still a mom, but it was nice to like be able to read for 15 minutes and then like glance up and make sure everyone's okay, instead of having to be like constantly counting children, which is what I feel like I do when we go to like the beach or the playground or anywhere really. I just feel like all the time I'm just like constantly counting my kids to make sure they're accounted for. Anyway, I did actually read like a book this week while we were away called Summer Suns, which it's like the 3rd time I've gotten it from Kindle loan, like from the library loan, and I just couldn't. I had a hard time getting into it. It's like a YA, like kind of horror book, which is not my usual genre, but I've been reading a lot of mysteries, so it's kind of like bridging that gap. And after I got past like the first like 5 or 6 chapters, I was super, super into it, and I really, really liked it. So if horror is kind of your jam, YA horror, then you can check that out. And then that night, on Tuesday night, we ate dinner like by ourselves, and then Wednesday night was like more of the same stuff. We just had more fun times, pretty much did the same thing the whole day. And then that night there was like a big family barbecue on the beach, and so we all went to that. And then there was like a little talent show, and my oldest decided to do the talent show. I was like so nervous about it, but she was really, really great, and she like, kept it short. She followed like all the rules and all of that stuff, and it was like a really wide mix of ages, like from like 3, 4 all the way up to like 10, 11. So yeah, it was really fun. She did really well, and they were really, really cute about it. Like it was, like I said, this place is very well run and very much geared to like, the under 10 kind of crowd. So that was good. The only thing was that pretty much all day Tuesday and all day Wednesday, my husband and I were both like day drinking, like not like to the point of, crazy excess, but like I don't usually drink. If I do, I have like 1 drink before dinner, and both of us had been drinking so much over the past 2 days. And then on Thursday, oh my gosh, both of us just felt so awful. It was just like, it just like caught up to us. The kids had not been sleeping super well because all 3 of them were sharing a room. It wasn't like awful or anything, but they were waking up super early because they like wake each other up. And we were both just like, I don't know if like hungover is the right word. I guess it probably is, but not like oh, I got so drunk I'm hungover. I was like, oh, I've been like drinking margaritas for 2 days straight, and that's a lot of sugar and a lot of alcohol, and I feel absolutely awful. So we kind of like took turns that day. The kids were also like really feeling pretty rough. So we like took turns. One of us would like sleep. The nanny would have like 1 or 2 kids, and we would have the other one because it was just like too much people, too many people. And this like kind of went on all morning. And then the baby literally started to fall asleep like while we were waiting for our lunch. And I was just like, you know what? It's not even worth it. Like, she'll eat when she wakes up. Just take her back and let her have her nap. She really needs it. And then my son actually took a nap too, and he doesn't usually nap. And we were like all able to catch up, and we just kind of like rallied in the afternoon after like kind of a really rough morning. I felt a lot better. My husband felt a lot better. The kids felt a lot better. And then we had to go get our COVID tests because we were leaving the next day. My one kid has like some medical anxiety, like just gets like really, really nervous about stuff like that. And she was like really freaked out about it, even though she's like obviously had them before and everything. But anyway, we got her to calm down. We got some ice cream after the COVID tests to calm back down, and then just had a really fun afternoon and did some more swimming and some more beaching and all of that stuff. And then that night my husband and I ate at the grown-ups only restaurant, and the kids went to like the kids only restaurant with the nanny, and then they had like this big kind of party thing for them afterwards. And there was like another little talent show thing, but my kids were just watching this one. They didn't perform in it. So then we still got to bed at like a decent hour. And I felt like at that point, I felt like we were doing much better. Everyone had kind of caught up on sleep a little bit and all that good stuff. But yeah, like I said, it was a really fun vacation. Thursday morning was like a little bit rough, but we overall had a really fun time. And then Friday was our last day of vacation. We had like a half day at the resort still before we had to leave for the airport and everything like that. So we just kind of tried to soak in the last bit of sun. We had fun, and I marked down in my planner that my husband actually ate breakfast this day, which my husband like does not ever eat breakfast. He like is like a really strict intermittent faster, and I don't remember the last time that he eats breakfast. Even like all the summer when we go out to breakfast, he'll like literally go out to breakfast with me and the kids and just sit there and just drink coffee and not eat. And it doesn't even bother him. It's like, I don't know how he does it. But anyway, he actually did eat breakfast this day because we knew that we were going to get home super late, and also Passover started this night. So we had said like as soon as we're off the airplane, we're going to start Passover, and we're not going to have any more like bread products or anything like that. So he was like, it's not even worth eating once we get home. So I'm just going to eat in the morning and then not eat in the night. So I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, so we had breakfast. We did a bunch of like swimming and playing. And then there was like this big float out on the beach, and I swam with my big kid, who was actually a really strong swimmer. We were super impressed with her swimming. We swam out to this big float together. She wore a vest, obviously, because it was like in the deep part of the ocean past where I could stand. So, but we swam out there, and then we hung out on the float for a little bit, and then just like, I don't know, had fun. And then we came back, we had lunch, and then we threw all the kids in like a super quick shower because they were so sandy, because we had been mostly at the beach that morning. And then I was like, you know what? I don't think we can get on a plane this sandy. I just like don't think it's a good idea. So we went to the airport after that, and then our flight home was so awful. It was really turbulent, and the 2 big kids were totally fine, but the baby was just like not having it. She watched TV for like an hour or so, like Cocomelon or whatever, for like an hour and a half, and then intermittently screamed, like not even cried, like full on screaming for the remainder of the flight. So apologies to everyone who was on our flight home from Jamaica, because our baby was absolutely miserable, and just like she like didn't want to be held. She was like when she was being so wild and thrashy, and she's like fairly large, she's a 2-year-old, so my husband was trying to hold her, and she was just like kicking him and like trying to get away. All she wanted to do was like run up and down the aisles. She was so exhausted. And then we finally got her to fall asleep. My son was watching Luca, and it was like the part at the bike race where like the mean kid cheats, and my son just like turns around to my husband and screams in the baby's face, and was just like, he's cheating, and woke her up. And we were just like, no, oh my gosh. Anyway, but yeah, it was a really rough flight, but we made it home. It was so late when we got home. Like it was like after I mean, I guess it, like, realistically speaking, it was like, I'm like, it was after 10, it's so late. And I realized that that's like not actually that late, but our kids go to bed at 7:30 every night. That is so late. They were so exhausted. They hadn't like napped. They were just really, it felt like it could have been like 4 o'clock in the morning, even though it was like maybe 10:30. But anyway, yeah, so that was the end to our trip, other than like the plane being awful, which it's kids, the plane is awful. It was so much fun. And then we actually had a really nice weekend. I was like really, like, I spent like a minute being stressed about unpacking. We all slept in the next morning. My oldest actually slept till 9:30. We've been joking that she like came back a teenager. She's like sleeping in. She's got this whole attitude, you know. Anyway, so she's just like came back from Jamaica, a total teenager, even though she's 6. But I just like immediately after I woke up, just like started jumping in. I want to tackle all the laundry and get everything unpacked because I like don't feel settled if I'm not unpacked. So usually I would do it like the day, but like I'm not unpacking at 11 p.m. The suitcases can sit overnight, but like as soon as I woke up in the morning, I just sorted everything, putting things away, getting the loads of laundry. And I think we had like 5 loads of laundry to do from the trip. It's just like so much like wet clothes and like changing of the clothes, even though I feel like I wore a bathing suit the whole time and I feel like the kids wore bathing suits the whole time, but somehow we still have 5 loads of laundry to do. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. And then on top of that, like I said, it was Passover. So we also had no food in the house, but also like literally no food in the house because anything that we had in like the pantry or the freezer wasn't even food that we could eat. We had like a box of matzah. So that part was like maybe not the best prepared. So we actually ended up my husband ran to like Wawa, which is like, if you don't know what Wawa is, it's like a little convenience store like 7-Eleven, but a million times nicer, and just got like eggs and milk. So we had that for breakfast, and then we ended up going to just grab groceries as a whole family and just grab some Passover stuff and that kind of thing. And then we went over to my dad's house in the afternoon. My aunt and uncle were actually in, and we wanted to see them for a little bit before they left to go to a different cousin's house. And then we had our Seder that night at my dad's house, and my daughter had like been practicing for the Seder at school so much because they are still in Jewish preschool, even though she's in kindergarten, and they had like this whole thing that they prepared, and she did it for the whole family and was so good. And I was so proud of her because she read this whole thing in Hebrew and in English, and it was just really, really wonderful. So it just made me feel really good about her school. But anyway, this weekend was Easter, so that was on Sunday, and we went over to the other side of the family, like my husband's family, to my mother-in-law's house for an egg hunt on Sunday with the cousins on that side, and had super fun time doing this whole egg hunt. She lives like near a creek, and it's just really, really fun. We did it last year too. The kids had like an absolute blast, and we had a kosher for Passover Easter brunch, which I am so grateful that my mother-in-law does that, because it's just like so much easier to be like, you can eat everything from here, rather than like you can only eat this while your cousins who are the same age as you can eat, you know, whatever they feel like. So it just makes things a lot easier. And I just really appreciate that they keep in mind that we keep Passover as a family, even though as soon as my other little nephew got in, he was like, I want a bagel. And they were like, oh, we don't have that today, but you can have a matzah with butter. So here you go, kid. Anyway, it's just like funny, but it was also really nice. And the kids just had just an absolute blast with all their cousins, and also just with the egg hunt, which was a very intense like egg competition. Yeah, that is pretty much everything. It was such an amazing week. We had such an amazing vacation, and then we came home to like a super fun weekend. So this was definitely one of the most fun weeks we've had, definitely of the year, and in a long time as well. Okay, that is everything all finished up. I absolutely love how this looks. I think it's so fun. It's so different. I felt so creative through this whole thing. It was just really, really fun. It did take me forever to plan this spread, but I'm so happy with how it turned out. And I just think it's just a really, really fun spread. It's a really fun way to commemorate the vacation. I love the kit, and I love how creative I was with it. So I'm really into this right now. Definitely not going to be an every week thing, but it is really, really fun to mix things up from time to time. And I was
just feeling like I wanted to try something new in here. But so anyway, let me show you what I have left from the kit. Just like a little bit of odds and ends and like the glitter headers, some of the little things, some of the sidebar stuff that I didn't use, some extra full boxes, and then most of the date covers as well, since I did kind of make my own there. But anyway, that is everything for this week. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I'd love it if you'd subscribe and check me out on Instagram at mycraftyplans to keep up with everything going on in my planners. Bye!